G'day everyone, welcome back to another video. Now, Trump is on a rampage after what happened in Iran where his allies didn't come and help him. Australia didn't come and help him. He's been calling them out non-stop, and now we may have lost one of our biggest allies. And he's also gone out there and said, why would I help NATO? They didn't help me. So there's a lot going on at the moment, but now he's going after the UN with the mass immigration problem that's happening around the world, just like we're experiencing here in Australia. So it's very relatable and actually affects us. So I thought we'd watch this and see what he's talking about.
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the number one political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration.
And that is so true. That's what I always say as well in Australia. One of the biggest political problems at the moment is unchecked migration, mass immigration, when we don't have housing for it. Inflation goes through the roof. Crime goes through the roof because you're not vetting people properly. You know, people don't come here to assimilate. There's a culture war. Everything is going wrong since mass immigration started. It's out of control. And then when people say you don't have any real policies, you just speak about immigration, it's because it's one of the leading causes at the moment. Of course, we speak about a lot more, but that's how they try to frame it. Because they don't want to pretend, they want to pretend like mass immigration isn't a problem all around the world. Every single country that's been doing that has been getting destroyed. Like, look at Australia. We're in a housing crisis, a cost of living crisis, a crime crisis, a fuel crisis, infrastructure crisis, can't get ambulances. Everything is in a crisis. The country is just a crisis since we started this.
It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined.
Yep.
The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States. And then
How can they give money to illegal immigrants to illegally go into a country? That's literally sponsoring an illegal immigrant. You could call it an invasion if you want to. That is shocking. And who knows, like, what all the other countries they're doing it to, like here in Australia. Like, what is the goal here?
you have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border. Millions of people came through that southern border. Just a year ago, millions and millions of people were pouring in, 25 million altogether over the 4 years of the incompetent Biden administration.
Now we got that here in Australia, but we're inviting them in.
And now we have it stopped, totally stopped. In fact, they're not even coming anymore because they know they can't get through. But what took place is totally unacceptable. The UN is supposed to stop invasions, not create them, and not finance them.
Yep.
In the United States, we reject the idea that mass numbers of people from foreign lands can be permitted to travel halfway around the world, trample our borders, violate our sovereignty, cause unmitigated crime, and deplete our social safety net.
Not to mention all the social services they come over and scam and destroy in every country they go into. If we just cut all the benefits, maybe we wouldn't have everyone coming to our countries. But our boy wants to give them everything. Look at all the fraud going on in our country at the moment. It is out of control. But the worst thing is you get these idiots online that say we need immigration. This is nothing to do with immigration. This is mass immigration where we're not set up for it. You know, a lot of countries have billions of people. We have 28 million. You could let in 50 million, it'd be nothing to them, but it would absolutely destroy our country. And that's what's happening now. They're letting in so many people. The Australian culture is dying because they're actually not assimilating a lot of the people now. They're not inviting people in to enrich the country, become Australian, and want to have a better life. They're bringing in people that want to still stick to a lot of radical ideology that are backwards overseas, not compatible with Western culture, come here, not assimilate, create their own areas, and not contribute to Australia. It's happening over and over again. And Labor government is doing this just for votes. It's getting even worse over in Europe. If you think I'm lying, look what's going on at the moment. Can you afford groceries? This is all to do with overpopulation in an infrastructure that is not set up to handle it. Not to even mention what's happening culturally wise. It's just out of control. And crime. You know, did you grow up seeing stabbings on the news every night? No, you probably didn't grow up in Australia seeing that, because we're not used to these type of people and these cultures doing this, and this crime is out of control. And it won't be addressed because they call it racist to call out people that are literally scamming us, taking our taxpayer money and doing crimes. How is it racist? I'm not naming any group. I'm talking about people that don't want to assimilate and don't have the right, cultural aspects to join a country like ours. It's just an obvious fact. And we've seen it, and you can't keep ignoring it because it's just getting out of control. Like, look what's happening in England now. They are pretty much at the brink of a civil war. There's like 500,000 people now or more marching in the cities. Have a look at this. Yep, look at that. Streets overrun. And the problem is they still frame it as far-right marches. They still try to call it far-right marches. These are normal citizens, like they try to do in Australia. They don't know what far-right is. Normal common sense Australians that want to put Australians first, they call you racist and far-right for being patriotic, loving your country. It is absolutely ridiculous. Abo's been on a rampage at the moment with the Labor government to say this is the new Australia, it's changing. People are coming here, it's multicultural. It's not assimilate and be Australian and be proud to come here for a better life. That's the old slogan. That's how we built this great country. Now it's come here and be multicultural. We'll give you your own areas, give you all the benefits, and you can have your own culture. You don't need to be Australian. That's what is being phrased here by Anthony Albanese, and that's what's going on in our country. And it's only going to get worse and worse and worse while that government is in charge. So we need to vote them out, because if we don't vote them out, you're going to get real far-right parties coming. Pauline Hanson isn't far-right. She's very common sense. And to be honest, not long ago, she would have been considered centrist. She just puts Australians first. But that's so left-wing leaning now. If you just speak up for your country, you're considered far-right. And that's happened all over the West. It's a complete annihilation of our countries and our heritage, our culture, everything. And we need to stop it. People used to come here, want the Australian dream, assimilate and be Australian, get away from what they come from. Now it's quite the opposite, where Albo wants people to bring that shit here. That's why we have protests on the street every single week for a war overseas we have nothing to do with. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll keep calling out this, and join to be a member if you want to support the channel to help get this message out. That means a lot to me. So we'll keep pumping out the videos. Click on a video you see on screen here right now to expose more what's going on in the country and around the world, and I'll see you in the next one.